Hey y'all, Miss Coleman here. Today is your first video and you are going to be making animal sculptures out of paper. So what you're going to need for this project is any type of paper. Newspaper, you can use notebook paper, you can use computer paper like this that's been used, junk mail, whatever you want. Okay. So one of the first things you're going to do is you are going to cut up your paper. So to do that, I just take some newspaper. I'm just going to fold it in half, like so, and then cut so that the fold is gone. Okay, and I have to do that on the sides too. Okay, I'll just do that. And then you want to take your scissors and cut. If you already have like paper that has been shredded in your house, like old bills and stuff like that, you can use that shredded paper. Okay, but you can see I'm just kind of making them nice and even. Okay, and then once you have a big stack, you'll just put them in a bowl and then cut them down even more. Okay. This is what's going to make your pulp, because what we're doing, you're basically making paper clay. So once you've got enough paper shreds, and I would say probably at least a good packed cup full, okay, you're going to use hot water, and you're going to pour the hot water in here, and you can leave it overnight, or I left mine in here for about 5 hours, okay. And then what you're going to do with your fingers is you are going to just mash it all up. Okay, because it's kind of gross. Okay. If you don't want to do that with your fingers, if you have like a stick blender or something, you could use that. Okay. This is what a stick blender looks like. Okay, so you could use that in there. Just make sure you could use a regular blender if you wanted, but make sure you have parental permission before you start using stuff like that, because it can damage the blender if you don't have enough water in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna mash this stuff up, okay, with my fingers for the sake of just this video. And I don't think my cord is long enough to put in the stick blender. Okay, and the longer you soak it, the easier it is to like get it all mushy and stuff. Okay. And then you're gonna need some glue, like just some standard Elmer's glue. And if you don't have any Elmer's glue, you can also use about 1/8 of a cup of flour and about a teaspoon of salt. And that will do the same thing that the glue is going to do. It's just something that helps bind the paper together. Okay. So once you have this kind of all mushy, and that's about as mushy as I'm gonna make it. I would rather have it blended, but since I don't want to plug that in, okay. Oh, I have paper. I can just use the newspaper. Okay. So on another piece of newspaper here, I'm going to take out my paper here as I squirt water at myself. It's always good. And I'm going to squeeze all the water out of it. Okay, so see, I had this half full and now it's down to like just a handful. Okay, so that's why you need a lot of paper to do. Okay, squeeze it all out. Okay. Okay, then you'll dump the water out. Make sure you're not putting any paper pulp down the sink. Okay, and I'm just gonna use my dry one here. Okay. And then that's when you're going to add your little bit of glue. You don't need a whole lot of glue for this. Like I said, you could use oh, I just split my bottle open. Look at that. That's not good. You can just use regular Elmer's. You can use the flour and the salt thing, whatever type of glue you have. Okay. This is trying to make a mess. I'm so glad that this is working okay for me today. I'm just gonna pull some out of the bottle. Okay, So you don't need a whole lot, just enough to get your stuff stuck together. My bottle broke because my glue is not liquidy anymore, which means I actually grabbed the bottle. Okay, so we're going to pretend. Okay, so once you've got this all mixed in, it basically becomes a big lump of clay. Okay, and I don't have near enough glue in here. But then you're going to make an animal for this project. Okay, so I have this bear here that's been made with the same kind of stuff. Okay, and so if I had enough glue in this, I would start like molding its legs and doing whatever and then making the body. Okay, and this will all stick together when you have enough glue in there, or the flour and the salt combo. I apparently can't make it work today. Okay. Once, let's say you have some leftover or you want to stop for the night or whatever, you can bag up your pulp and put it in a plastic baggie and seal it up, and you can put it in the refrigerator. It'll keep for 2 to 3 days, which is pretty cool. When you are done building your animal, you can let it harden, and it'll harden rock hard. Okay. And then you can paint it, you can use markers on it, whatever. But once you're done making your animal, whatever that is in your mind, you can then have somebody take a picture of you with your animal so I can see that it's you and that you made it. And then you're going to upload it to a media file. And then next Monday, you will get another video as soon as I figure out what that enrichment activity is going to be. So this could be a lot of fun. Once I get new glue, I'm gonna put some more glue in here. Because of my illness, I can't go anywhere. I'm pretty much on complete quarantine lockdown. So my family can't come over, and that's just because I'm so autoimmune suppressed and high risk with the tumor I have on my heart that I can't afford to be infected by anybody. I have my groceries delivered, which is fun and exciting, let me tell you, and they have to text me and leave them at the gate for me to go get, and then I have to wash my hands and sanitize the bags as I'm pulling all the stuff out because I can't afford to get anything. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up on Schoology if you need to. You can always email too. I did send an email to you guys today and last week and to your parents just to kind of let them have a heads up on what's going on. But I can't wait to see what your animal creations are. Again, if you have any questions, hit me up on Schoology and we'll